We're at the Ritz-Carlton in Chicago with Matt Price. Some lovely kind of hotel background music for our kind of chat today. So he is the Director of Strength and Performance Science for the LA Kings. His 11th year with the org, 4th year in this role, 7 years before that as head S&C. How are you doing today? And thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is pretty cool that we get to be in your hometown and get a chance to chat.
Yeah, part of the 1080 family. So he's been a power user for a while, being on the sprint, the synchro, and most recently kind of the cable. If people have 10 years to become the best that they can be, that's plenty of time. But if we could help the listener become a little bit more efficient and effective in their learning process, if you had to kind of summarize, let's say someone wanted to dive into eccentric overload if they have a sprint 2, right? Or synchro or isokinetic training, what is your process in learning or down a rabbit hole, whatever it may be?
Whether it's right or wrong, here's what I did.
Sure, perfect.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
Right. So the machines can be overwhelming because it's all new, right? You've never been able to control things like this before. You've never had to think about the velocity of a movement, whether you have a little bit more eccentric load or a little less of the other. You've never really had to think about that. So when you first get your hands on the equipment and the 1080 people come in and they set you up and they leave, and then you're standing there and you're staring at this machine and you're like, oh crap, like what do I do now? The best thing to do is just use it, train on it. Mm-hmm. Like pull on it, change something, pull on it, change something. And honestly, that's the best way to learn. I don't know how many people have come through my gym in LA and say, hey, what's that thing over there? Oh, you haven't seen this before? So we wander over to the Quantum. And I start showing them and playing with different velocities or loading parameters. And I say, now pull on it, now pull on it. And I do, boom, everyone's minds explode, right? And then it always leads to, well, can I do this? Yep. Can I do this? Yep. And then the wheels are turning. Everyone starts, oh my God, well, that means I could do this. Yep, you can do that too. And the more you personally train on it, the more and the quicker you understand really the true capacity of the technology. And if you're anything like me, then you're always tying it back to what I could do with an athlete. Oh, I could do this now. Oh, I could take eccentric right out of it. Cool, I could do concentric only work. Oh my God, that's cool. What if I did it in this movement? Yeah, that's going to be really cool. Try it. I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm gonna layer this into our programming. And so it's sort of a simple answer, but it's like just use it.
No, I totally agree.
Right? Like I think if you sit back and just program with it and touch buttons, you're never going to really understand what you're doing. Another thing, Matt, is like you have to realize that at the touch of a button, you can add a lot of weight, right? Like let's just think like you're in a rack, someone's doing bench press. You've got an athlete who's doing bench press. Okay, so they put 135 pounds on the bar. You both put a 45 on each side. And then we're gonna go, okay, let's go up to 185. So you both put a 25 on, right? All right, now we're going up. We're gonna go 225, okay, exchange your plates, okay. You put another 45. Like every time you're picking that weight up, like you're in the back of your head, you're like, okay, I've actually had that weight.
It's easy to wrap your head around it.
You know that you've actually picked the weight up, put it there. You do bench press on a synchro, and it's like tap, 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 tap. If you're not paying attention, you put a lot of weight on in a hurry that you never had to pick up, right? So then again, it comes back to playing with it. It's just recognizing how this thing works, and it's not that it's dangerous, but you have to be aware, and you have to use it before you start sort of just punching numbers on athletes
No, I totally agree. And myself as a coach for 5 years, I remember I came back from grad school at TCU, and I walk in the facility that I'd coached at the previous 3 summers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've only seen this on social media. How am I ever going to learn this? And then I did 3 workouts on my own on the sprint, and I was like, oh, cool, this is, But my favorite thing about talking about the 1080 with people is we do the hardware spiel for 15 minutes, And then it's 45 minutes of the what about this? Or, oh, can I do this? And then they start to envision it with their own philosophy and programming. Because at the end of the day, it's just hardware. You still have to pick the loads, the velos, the eccentric, the concentric. You still have to program it over time. But also you have to feel it yourself. You know, it's probably just a good rule of thumb, like don't program anything for athletes that you've never done yourself.
Yeah.
But it's like, feel out, you know, oh man, I really like this isokinetic, right? 5 feels kind of fast-ish, 3 feels kind of heavy-ish, 1 is so heavy. Okay, cool, what are people online saying? Or what do they do? And then you look at like isokinetic parameters, you know? So it's like, you feel, you research, you try again with yourself, you try with one athlete, and it's kind of this like kind of bounce back and forth process, I guess.
Well, yeah, like that's exactly, you know, we have 3 tests we like to use that are, you know, their exercises, their tests. And
the old slogan, testing is training.
Yeah,
training
exactly.
is testing.
So we have these 3 movements. All 3 of them have different velocities for isokinetics. And I've presented on before, and always someone asks, well, how did you determine those velocities? Or where did you find those velocities from? Trial and error. It was literally just trial and error. And the difference of, for example, we do a belt-loaded lateral squat. We do it at 0.3 meters per second. The difference at 0.2 or 0.4 is dramatic. Like 0.4 is way too fast.
Interesting.
0.2, way too slow. That's a tiny, tiny window. That's 10 centimeters per second faster or slower, and
Crazy.
It's not the same thing anymore. It doesn't work. It just felt right at 0.3, you know. And then you go to a pull, hey, 0.6 feels better, or a press, 0.4 feels better. So, you know, for better or worse, it's not rooted in someone's research. But
and if you only wait for research, you're going to be behind, you know.
we'd still be waiting.
Yeah, pro hockey players on a synchro or quantum doing a lateral push, like, how often is that going to come out?
Yeah, right. But I'm telling you, like, you could do the exercise by yourself 3 times and figure it out pretty quick. One works and one doesn't. So it just goes back to the point we made about trying it, using it, understanding it, and that's you know, probably a good, like you said, good practice for any exercise.
Yeah, and then just committing to this, like, I want to see how fast is too fast. And you go into it knowing that, like, it's not going to be perfect, and it's going to have multiple iterations.
Yeah.
You know, you can only feel 2 being too slow by actually doing it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.